think we're live. I think I've got the phone set up. Let's see. There we go, folks. Welcome back to another Top 5 Baits on Thursday night. Yeah, not a very good start live. Let me know when y'all are here. Drop a comment so I'll know who all is joining us when you guys are coming in. There we go. We got a couple comments popping up. First two, Sam Taylor and old Z-Dub. DJ Z-Dub, in case y'all didn't realize from earlier this week. Hands up, drop in the comments. Who has seen the first worldwide release of the Prestige Worldwide of Bass Fishing music video that we did this week? Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We had a lot of fun making it. We don't take ourselves too seriously. We cut up. It may have been a little brown water involved in the making of that video. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys all got a chance to see it, because I'm going to tell you, it was something. Great song. It looks like all you guys saw it, man. That's awesome. It was an experience getting that created and getting that in the can. Best video ever. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was a lot of fun. So, a couple things to talk about before we get started tonight. One is, hey, we just did some new updates on the Fish Life app for Lake Fork. The Lake Fork subscription package got some mid-month updates this week. I know there's a tournament going on, big high school tournament going on. If any of you guys out there are looking for help on Lake Fork, the most current, detailed, updated advice you could possibly imagine, go subscribe to Lake Fork, because we just freshened it up this week for you guys. Added some new stuff on there, so make sure you go check that out. Did we join Prestige Worldwide? Dog, we invented Prestige Worldwide. I'm just saying, like, them boys in that movie, they stole that from us. So we've got a pending lawsuit with them right now. It's been interesting. Been an interesting week. We had the music video release this morning. I think the prank war might be over between me and Captain Ron. If you guys have seen some of the prank videos between me and Captain Ron, like, there's been a serious prank war, and a couple of things have happened that just weren't even on camera. Like, there's been a year-long major prank war going on. It all started when I climbed in Captain Ron's boat one day when he left it at the boat ramp for a second, and got in there and tied some things up and hitched him up and kind of put him in a bind. But it might be over now. Your boy might have just won the prank war today. And we've got a video. We videoed the whole thing. So maybe the greatest guide fishing prank ever pulled off was pulled off this morning. Props to my customer for today, Cody Brunei. He helped me pull it off. In fact, this whole deal was actually his idea to begin with. And I'm really excited for you guys to see that as well. We've been talking about trying to get into apparel, and we still want to get like more of the nice fishing shirts, like the long sleeve, quarter zip, like the bad to the bone fishing shirts, like you guys see me wear every week on the channel. We're going to get some of those. That takes time. We're trying to put it all together. But in the meantime, we have the ability to make some t-shirts. I don't know if you guys will be interested in this t-shirt, but we've got a white t-shirt here that just says Smash Tech Custom Baits on the front. But the important part is, let's see if you can see this here. I have to move some things around here. Bear with me, folks. Bear with me. Hopefully you can see this right here on the back. Big perm. You guys see it? Big perm. So, let me know what you guys think. Do y'all want to purchase would you guys be interested in purchasing? Because if you are, we'll order a bunch and we'll sell them. And we're not, we'll sell them for like $15. Like, we're not going to try and make a bunch of money, but Smash Tech, hashtag Big Perm t-shirts. Who's interested? Let me know in the comments below. These comments tonight are going to let me know if we're going to order some of these Big Perm t-shirts. Somebody said, look, he's about to twerk. That's something that nobody on earth wants to see, is old B-Law twerking. Nobody wants to see me twerking. So we got a yes. We got a hi, Billy. Somebody said something. I'm in for two. Okay. So there you go. Big perm, big perm. Okay. All right. Those comments are starting rolling. All right. So let's get to the meat and potatoes of this video. We're 5 minutes in. We haven't talked about a single bait. Who wants to talk about some fishing baits for this week? Let's talk about what's working. So First things first, the shallow bites just gotten real sporadic. The only bait that I am able to still get some bites on, it seems like, is the chatterbait. When you know, my old dependable. That's probably partially. There's probably some better baits to throw up shallow. The deal is, this is my most confident, most trusted resource right here when it comes to shallow fishing, is the chatterbait. So 3/8 ounce chatterbait with the impact shad. You can throw the chartreuse and white ones, the Beehite Delight. But the impact shad is always my favorite trailer this time of year. This one is some type of white and gray shad color with the smoke on the water impact shad trailer. But if I had to pick one bait, you guys know what it is. We just showed you the t-shirt. It's going to be big perm. You know what I'm saying? Like big perm on that big 6-inch shaky head, 5/8 ounce shaky head with the 7/0 hook. Big perm, green pumpkin. We've gone back to green pumpkin this week. Green pumpkin has become our best color. That has definitely caught more fish than anything else we're fishing with lately. And we've got a number 2 and number 3 that are really close behind. And you guys all know my top secret guide name for this bait now, because we talked about it on the Guides Network. If you watched the episode from last night on the Guides Network, you would have seen us talking about the old swing head, which we affectionately call what? Somebody drop in the comments. Y'all know what it is? The chicken molester. That's right. Smoking rooster on the swing head. Hashtag chicken molester. Right there. That bait is getting some bites as well for us. And here's one we haven't featured in a little while. And I couldn't be happier to put it back in there, because I absolutely love throwing this bait out deep. 3/4 ounce hybrid jig. This is the new speckled crawl color. That has been the best color for us lately. That's a green pumpkin smash crawl on the back end of it. But the 3/4 ounce hybrid jig with speckled crawl color, that has been starting to get some bites again. And you know what kind of bites that old that old jig, you know what kind of bites that old jig gets. So that's in play again as well. Everybody's jumping down on the chicken molester. And now here's a new bait. This is something a little different we haven't really been talking about. And I've got to give a little credit where credit is due. Over this past week, actually it was like last Friday, one of my customers got fishing with me pretty regular. A lot of fun having the boat. It's a good dude. Mr. Doug Tapman, full credit to you on this. But we had some schooling fish that were coming around us schooling. And we saw a couple and we knew they were bass. We knew they were decent bass. And this has happened off and on for a couple weeks now, but not as much as it has over the last week. The fish have really started to kind of school a little bit out on the main lake, just out in open water and all depth ranges, kind of randomly pop up schooling. And we couldn't catch them. I was throwing little swim baits through there. I was throwing jig head swim baits. I just couldn't catch them. Well, Doug had the idea, hey, grab a jerkbait. Well, I'm not a big time jerkbait fisherman. I throw a jerkbait when I need to, but I don't throw a jerkbait a whole bunch. But Doug loves to throw a jerkbait. He's like, hey, grab that jerkbait. Let me try that jerkbait. So we tied jerkbait on. Of course, he caught one right away. And I've tried it on some days since then when I see fish schooling up. And I can catch usually 1 or 2 out of that school. And these aren't schooling fish that are just popping up in a big way and staying up forever. They'll come up and go boom, 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 and then disappear. If you can get that jerkbait into them fast enough, you can catch 1 or 2 of them. So the Provoke 106X jerkbait in any kind of a shad pattern, I'm not sure exactly what color this is. It's just one of the amazing lifelike shad detailed paint job patterns that 6 Cents does. The Provoke 106X. Throwing it out there and jerking it violently and fastly in the schooling fish has been getting them to bite. Like we said, that's the 6 Cents jerkbait. If you go to 6centsfishing.com to order a jerkbait or a hybrid jig or a swing head or a shaky head for the top 5 baits that involve 6 Cents Fishing, be sure you punch in the code Your Lake Fork Guide. You'll get a 10% discount on all orders. We still got guys dropping in saying that they want some big perm t-shirts. Nice. Heck yeah. So that concludes the top 5 baits. Let's answer some questions here. Might have to scroll back up. Let's see. I'm still cracking up. Somebody said looks like he's about to twerk. What gear ratio am I using on the 6 Cent swing head in the earlier video? So on my swing heads, and guys, this is going to be on any bait that I drag, like whether it's Whether it's a big shaky head, whether it's a big jig, whether it's the swing head, whether it's Carolina rig, any bait that I'm not moving the bait with a reel handle. I'm only picking up slack or reeling in the fish with the reel handle. I'm actually moving the bait with a rod tip as I drag it. On all of those techniques, I believe in at least a 7-to-1 gear ratio reel. The one that I use is the Lose Hypermag, and it is like a 7.5-to-1, I believe. But you want a fast, high-speed gear ratio reel because it's not like you're going to have to slow down because you're not even moving the bait with the reel handle itself. So the faster you can pick that line up, the faster you can get them in the boat. Somebody says, I'm not seeing fish out deep. Well, they did scatter, especially with that tropical storm over the past week. They scattered, and the deal is they're just not in groups. Like, you'll see 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. So they're harder to find. Like, you have to do more graphing. You have to scan more, look harder. If you find a few that are there and they're set up right and they look good, like, fish for them. I mean, there's a lot of suspended fish, a lot of scattered fish with the cooler water temps. Seems the fish are fluctuating depths. Yeah, just exactly what we were just talking about. We had that tropical storm which provided us with some rain, some cloudy days. It just dropped the water temps. The water temps got back into the low 80s in July, which I don't know that I've ever, I mean, probably it's happened, I'm sure, but I don't remember late July water temps in the low 80s. It's pretty rare. Any sign of the thermocline? The thermocline is set up. It's set up deep enough to where it's not really a factor yet. It's set up in deeper water on Lake Fork. Now, I have been on some other lakes lately. Some of the smaller lakes have a thermocline and shallower water where it is a factor. Some of them have it in 20 foot. One of the lakes I had a thermocline up in 15 foot of water, but it was a small lake. So, I think Lake Athens has one set up around 20 from what somebody was telling me today. Lake Monticello has one set up around, I think that one is somewhere between 15 and 20. So yeah, thermoclines are setting up. They are set up good, which is good because it'll create a good turnover, which is healthy for the fishery. The normal cycles, man, we haven't been able to get normal patterns all year because of the crazy weather. So it'd be great if we could get a good thermocline set up, get a good turnover, and then have more of a standard operating procedure type of fall where things kind of happen the way they're supposed to. Has it been harder finding schooling fish this year? I never try to find schooling fish. They just find me. If you're talking about schooling on the surface, when they pop up around me, I'll try to catch them, but I don't ever go chase them down. I feel like you can chase your tail chasing schooling fish. Unless it's happening in a big obvious way where you're driving down the lake and all of a sudden you see these giant schools of fish schooling and you can pull in there and catch them. Like, that's the only time I go looking for schooling fish is when it's blatantly obvious. It's a huge deal that's happening all over the lake. Now, if you're talking about just schools of fish, yes, they have been harder to find this year, but that's because of the inconsistency of the weather, the up and down of the water temps, the up and down of the water levels. Nothing has allowed these fish to truly settle in to their normal patterns. You've had to, if you've been a bass fisherman this year in Northeast Texas, you have had to earn it, buddy. Like, you've had to work. The fisheries are in great shape. The fish are doing great. They're super healthy. They're super strong. The populations are up. We've had great spawns for 4 or 5 years now. The fisheries are in amazing shape, but the fishing conditions, as far as the stability in the water column, has made things extremely tough this year to a point where you just have to go out and go fishing every day. You have to grind. As a guide, it's fun. It gets fun when you show up to the lake. You know what bait you're going to throw. You know what areas you're going to fish, and you know you're going to catch them. That's when being a guide is fun, and that's what makes you a good guide. Like, you show up, and it doesn't matter how good or bad the person is because you know exactly where they are, exactly how to catch them. That hasn't happened very much this year. It has been a stressful, granted, this is only my 5th year guiding, my 3rd year full time, so I haven't been doing it for a lifetime like some of these guys. But this has been by far the hardest year to pattern the fish that I've personally seen. Now, we've caught some really good bags of fish. The consistency, though, has not been nearly as good as it normally is. Little late, but made it. Cows and goats are getting in the way of my fishing. Jared Carson named cows and goats. Boy, they take a lot of time, a lot of work. Billy, seems like you've been fishing a lot of lakes more than 4. Is that due to the fish biting better on some of these smaller lakes? Uh, at times, yeah. So the deal with the smaller lakes is like what I just referred to, the consistency. Lake Fork's a big old lake. It's a challenging lake. It's maybe the most challenging lake when you factor in the high percentage of Florida stream bass, which are more temperamental. The amount of food source they have in there to eat, so they don't ever have to eat. The amount of pressure these fish get. Yeah, Lake Fork bass can be harder to catch than other bass. On top of that, in these smaller lakes, it's easier on a smaller body of water to break down patterns in one day. And when things are always changing and the consistency is difficult, sometimes I can go to another lake and they can't run from me as far, so I can find them at some point in the day and we'll start catching them. So it makes it a little easier when things are changing, things are in transition, patterns change. If I can take a customer to a smaller lake and we're going to catch them better, and they're open to that idea. Now, if people want to fish Lake Fork, we're going to fish Lake Fork. That's how, I mean, I'm going to do whatever the customer wants to do at the end of the day. But yes, there are times when I feel like I can catch them better on other lakes because it's easier to be more consistent on smaller bodies of water. Blake Horton, man, we appreciate it. Blake Horton says he really enjoyed the music video. The music video was something else. We enjoyed making it. It was a lot of fun. Sam Taylor says, man, I don't know what you're talking about. We smoked them in May. We did smoke them in May, Sam. And I've had some really good days. I've had my biggest best 5 bag as a guide came this year during spawning season. And I mean, I've had some amazing days. That's what I mean. The fishery's in great shape. There's awesome fish. And when you dial them in and get them dialed and get them checked up and figured out, like, you have amazing days on Lake Fork and all these lakes. All these lakes have gone through the exact same conditions that Lake Fork's been going through. The weather is the same for all of them. They've all had good spawns the last few years because they've all been full. They've all got great, healthy, fat, mean, full of fish type situations going on, but they've all had weather inconsistencies this year. What am I looking for most? Shallow, going for thick grass or edges. I like the scattered stuff. The scattered stuff is better. Not really fishing in a thick mass. The deal is the water is not gotten hot enough. It just won't get. If the water would get around 90 and stay 90 or above, then the mats, the thicker the grass would be, they would get up under there a little better, and the mats would grow better. But man, I think the scattered stuff has just been better. Sam Taylor said the lakes around him are struggling. His buddy got third place with 9 pounds on Grapevine. That doesn't really surprise me. I know Grapevine's had a lot of flooding conditions. A lot of these lakes have, man. It's been tough. It's been a tough year. You've had to earn it this year for sure. It's been a difficult one. It's weird to say because we've caught so many big fish. Yeah, we've had some giants, some big bags. Yep. Somebody's just confirming what we're saying. Lakes throughout the nation have had a weird year from what I've seen, even all the way up north at Champlain. Yeah. Toads TV. Yeah. We've had some stuff that's been out of the ordinary. Just nothing consistent. The deal with bass fishing is when the patterns get predictable, you can capitalize on these fish because they're not smart. So when the patterns start to stay the same for a long period of time, the consistency is there. The fish are doing the same thing for an extended period of time. That's when we all dial in. We all start catching them better because these fish aren't real smart. Like, they're not smart. But when it doesn't stay the same and you're always having to adjust and always having to figure out, okay, well, how did this weather change affect them? How did this watercolor change affect them? How did this water level affect them? It becomes difficult to dial in on the exact patterns and really just pencil in and start jacking them. And that's happened throughout the country. That's the deal, is the stability in the water column has not been there. We've had changing temperatures, warm temperatures. We had super cold temperatures in November, and then warm temperatures in December and January, and then super warm temperature beginning of February, and then super cold in February and March, and then it never has been consistent. Table Rock Lake is up 10 or 15 feet. What I used to catch at 40 feet is now at almost 50 feet. Wow. You're talking about 40 and 50. I don't even think I got that much line on my spool, homie. Just starting to watch it. Yes, you want a big perm t-shirt. Okay, looks like we're gonna have to order some big perm t-shirts. So stand by for, and we're gonna do like kind of a limited quantity deal. We'll order them out. We'll see how fast that sells. If you guys get them all off our hands, and we'll be happy to order some more. It's not something we're gonna try to make a ton of money on you guys on. We're not gonna try to overcharge you. We'll probably charge $15 for these. Try to keep it pretty affordable, but. If you guys keep them flowing, then we'll make another orders. Whatever the demand is, we'll order as many as you guys want. We need a summer shallow flipping and frogging video. That's a good request. We can hey, I think we can handle that one. We will try to get that out here pretty soon. Get some fat sizes. Oh, I will. Y'all my people, fat boys. Been using the Devon 7-aught shaky head worm, absolutely. Yeah, the big worm. Oh, the 7.0 shaky head worm. No, I've got mine coming. I actually have been using those. I had them 6 months ago, 7 months ago. And I used them until I ran out of them, and I love them. They're amazing. I've got my new ones coming in. Do you think 6 cents will ever make a real deal punching stick, something like an 8-foot heavy? I have actually been talking to them about making a real swim bait rod and a real like heavy action big stick. So yes, I've been talking to them about that. I do believe it's going to happen. These things do take time when you're dealing with overseas manufacturing and stuff like that. We got a bunch of people that want to get in a fan. Maybe we need to start a like Your Lake Fort Guide, like a Fish Life Fantasy Football League, where it's like viewers of the channel. Who's down to do some Fish Life Fantasy Football? Let me know. Drop it in the comments. Order some big boy shirts. I'm definitely ordering some big boy shirts. Random Skills. Am I going to do a seminar at Camp Bass? I have not. Nobody from Camp Bass has spoken to me. I've had people asking me. I'm totally willing to do it. I haven't spoken to anybody from Camp Bass. I need to try to reach out to them and see if they're open to that idea. I've had several of you guys ask me on here. I would be happy to do it. I fully intend on doing it. But I got to talk to somebody at Camp Bass and set it up and organize it because I don't want to step on no toes. Somebody asked earlier about Mike McFarland. Are me and him cool? You know, it is it's something I really don't want to get into. I don't like lying to you guys. I don't want to be dishonest with you guys in any way. And I'm not going to. Pair character Lionel's. What? I don't even know what that's going on. Somebody tried to put an emoji in here and I had to read it. Anyways, yeah, me and Mike don't work together anymore. It was Mike's choice. I didn't ask him to leave. Nothing like that. Mike chose to go and do his own thing. That's all I really want to say about that. But no, me and Mike don't work together anymore. Have I gotten my hands on the new 6 cents rods? Forget what they're called, but the unicorn. Yeah, I had tried the unicorn series. I don't have any at the time. I did get to kind of demo it for a little bit, but man, that Century series for me is kind of the deal. Like, I tried both of them. I preferred the Century series. I love the Century series. I think it's amazing. Fantasy winner gets free guide trip. Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm down. Wait a minute. What if I win? What do I get? I don't understand. One of you guys has to take me fishing if I win. That's how we're gonna do that. Mike Sim says, I'm in Fantasy Football League. I'm in about 5 leagues and love to add one with you. Oh, God. John K., you should be banned for that. That's not even funny, man. If you only knew, bro. Some of these things you gotta say I can't repeat. Subscriber tournament. So yeah, we want to do a tournament to benefit veterans. We want to do that. We're gonna do it in the springtime though. We want to do it when we can draw a lot of people. Because we want to make this a big deal. It's not just going to be only for subscribers. All of a sudden, we're going to invite all you guys. We're going to plug it here. We're going to advertise it here. But more than just a subscriber tournament, we want this to be a big tournament, and we're going to try to raise a bunch of money, and we're going to donate it all to veteran charity organizations. That's what we're going to do. So We will be moving forward with that, but we want to do it in the springtime or at least a pre-spawn. We can really try to get a big crowd and get everybody out there and get involved. So we want it to be a big deal. If we're going to do that, we want to do it in a big way. We want to do it right. Like I said, if I bring you something, if I tell you, hey, buy this, it's good. If I tell you, hey, buy this sensory rod, you know it's bad. If I tell you, hey, we're going to do a tournament, we're going to do a tournament, Jack. Like, that's how we want to do things. Jeremy Robinson in the house. What's up, Jeremy Rob? J Rob, boy. I ran into old J Rob one night up there around the Lake Fork area. We had a good old time. We hung out, had a few drinks. It was a good time. I'd be the man if I could find some fish in these central Indiana lakes. I probably would. I haven't heard a lot of good things about Indiana bass fishing, to be honest with you. You gonna buy them glasses off your head? Sims, all you gotta do is go to the website, homie. Just say, what are you, son, player? I don't know what Z-Dub and Michael Sims are talking about, but they've got a whole nother conversation going on. And Z-Dub just said he'll be working that weekend. And I don't know what weekend that is, but sometimes that's Z-Dub's way of telling you no. Like, he'd be like, hey, man, do you want to, yo, Z-Dub, man, let's go play some golf sometime. He'd be like, I'm working that weekend. You didn't even tell him what weekend. He just worked it. Oh, good grief. Sim says, I got 2 pairs, just not those. Well, hey, maybe you need 3. No, you do have 2 pair. You do. Oh, this is for the sub 30. Yeah, yes. Okay, so Sims and Z-Dub are talking about for the CF. If we have a subscriber tournament, Z-Dub will be working that weekend. That is for sure. Billy Curley says there's probably more bass in Indiana than out here in Odessa, Texas. That might be true because from what I understand, I'm not real sure, but my best guess would be that it's really hard to have bass if you don't have water. I would think. I would think that'd be difficult. Boy, hey, if I missed y'all's questions and y'all got some more, drop them down below. Let me know what they are. Man, you guys, I just can't. It's so much fun hanging out with y'all on Thursday nights, man. You guys crack me up. When does your boat go up for sale? We can do it now. Hey, Jeremy, if you're interested in my boat and you do want to look at purchasing, man, just give me a tell. I know you have my phone number. We traded numbers that night. Yeah, man, give me a call. Anybody, if you got my personal number, or you can reach out to us at the Your Lake Fort Guide site, send an email, whatever you want to do. But if you're interested in pricing on it or something like that, just give me a shout. Let me know. What is my favorite brand of fishing line? So I use Power Pro on braid, just the regular Power Pro, not the slick or anything like that. I use slick on my spinning rods. I do use slick on my spinning rod. I don't ever use a spinning rod though. So I use Power Pro on braid. I use a Cigar Red Label for fluorocarbon, and that's because it's cheaper. And I don't keep line on a reel that long. I burn it. I use my line. I keep it stretched, fishing every day, all that. Like, if I was you guys, I'd probably go ahead and splurge for the Invis X is what I would use, Cigar Invis X. And on monofilament line, which I don't use a lot of, but I use Berkeley Big Game just because it's tough and dependable. The big thing for me as a fishing guide is the line needs to be not strength, abrasion resistant. It needs to be tough. I don't want my customers losing fish because my line failed, which it happens to everybody sometimes, but I need it to happen as least as possible. There's nothing worse, not much worse as a fishing guide than having your customer work hard to get a good big bite. He finally gets that big bite, and then your equipment somehow fails and causes him to lose the fish that he came to catch. So Cigar Red Label is very, very tough, and that's what I love about it. Old Z-Dub talking about being off on the weekends. Z-Dub says, let me off. Z-Dub does what he wants. This is very true. There is no controlling ZW. Mr. Zach Watts is not a controllable entity. Somebody says Turtle Creek for Indiana bass. I guess there's a lake called Turtle Creek. Somebody says Red's trash. Cigar Red. I was thinking about Cigar Red Label is trash. Well, If you look back on this channel, it might have caught a few big ones. I'm just saying. Uh, Mike Sims, Mike Sims says you can't wear them old ugly white boots if you're gonna fish with him. I saw where somebody asked me something about the FX or the FXR. Hey, that FXR looks nasty. At the same time, I'm gonna go with whatever my boat dealer wants me to go with. Whatever boat they want me running, whatever boat they're gonna give me the best deal on, that's the boat I'm gonna go with. What's my favorite setup for pitching? Somebody says I would have caught twice as many big ones with InvisX. What's my favorite setup for pitching? It depends on what weight, like what size bait I'm pitching. Like if I'm when I'm punching grass, I like the 7.6 heavy 6-inch Lux rod is what I've been using for punching grass. Which somebody asked earlier about a true puncher. I think that 7.6 heavy Lux rod is like more than I've punched grass a lot with it, and I've caught some big fish in grass and boat flipped them and all that, and it works great. But if I'm flipping or pitching a smaller bait, like a 1/4 ounce Texas rig or something like that, I'm flipping shallow cover or finesse jig, something like that. I like to fish a finesse jig around docks a lot. So if I'm doing that, then actually the 7.3 Heavy Century Series is actually very good. Now that 7.3 Heavy in the Century Series is so light, it works for light baits. It also has a little bit more tip than you would think it would have for a heavy. So for light baits, it works really well for skipping and pitching and all that stuff, but still has a lot of backbone to where you can manhandle the fish out of the cover. So I really like the 7.3 Heavy Century Series for pitching light baits. How do you think Red Label would work for the average fisherman using KVD line conditioner? You can use the line conditioner, and that'll probably help. I don't know. I don't ever use the line conditioner because I use my line all the time. It's always getting stretched out. But the Red Label will work fine. It's just if you leave it on there for months at a time, it's going to get memory. Like it gets memory worse than the others. That's the only thing. That's the only flaw in Red Label is that it has more memory. So you'll get them curly cues. So if you can manage that, you can handle casting with that, you can deal with that. Then it's not an issue. It's tough. That's the big thing. It's tough. Somebody's talking about the Fish Life app. Him and his son went 3,800 at Fork a few months ago. That is awesome. Thank you very much, George Stafford. I hope you sent those pics into Fish Life Outdoors on Instagram. DM it or text it to 903-519-1542. Don't forget, guys, if you're catching big fish using the Fish Life app, please do send us those pictures. The monthly contests are going to keep going throughout the year. And if you win one of the months, you get entered for the year-end prize, which is, one of the things you get a free trip with me. But we're going to throw some other stuff in there as well. So, big prizes coming at the end of the year for all the monthly winners. They're going to get entered into that on the Fish Life app. So, when you catch a big fish using the Fish Life app, simply take a good picture of it on the scale, take a picture of you holding it, and you can DM that on Instagram to Fish Life Outdoors, or you can text the picture to 903-519-1542. Mike Sims says, great show tonight. Man, hey, you guys made it great. Y'all are the ones, I feed off y'all, so thank y'all because it was great. It was awesome hanging out with you guys tonight. That being said, we are going to go ahead and wrap it up for tonight. We've been on for over 30 minutes. That's usually about how long we do. Every Thursday night we'll be coming at you. We got a seminar tomorrow night. So if you're in the Lake Fork area, please do come join us at Lake Fork Marina at 6 p.m. Free seminar, in-depth instructional, more Q&A, a lot like this with some really in-depth instructional stuff. So if you guys want to hang out with us, we'd love to have you up there. We might have some giveaways going on. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyways, come see us then. If you need anything from us, you can reach us at yourlakeforkguide.com, be it a guide trip, be it just random information about Lake Fork. You want to set up a trip with any guide on, if you want to get a guide trip set up with myself or any of the other guides that we work with, reach out to us at yourlakeforkguide.com. Also, you can find some of these over there in our online store with some other Fish Life and Your Lake Fork Guide gear as well. So, thank you guys. Be on the lookout for Smash Tech t-shirts, and we'll see you next time right here on Your Lake Fork Guide.